Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Saladino. So this Pokemon clip that did the rounds recently reminded me of something.
Hey, do you have time to talk? I'm ready to finally tell you why I've been struggling so much with deadlines. And I said, oh, great. Hopefully this is something that we can fix. Tell me why he proceeds to tell me that the reason why he would sometimes turn around videos a week or two late is because he couldn't stop touching himself. I was trying to pick which word to use. To me, his, in a way, employer of many, many months. When I tell you I've never halted a conversation so fast, because I'm like, you are the person that I send hours of footage to. I don't want to know what you're...
It reminded me of GamerGirl. Do y'all remember GamerGirl?
Peggy 18.
Hey everybody! Okay, cool. Water time, break time. All that junk has been taken out my stream. Oh, come on. No. Moderator, what do I do? Do I answer it?
We should go for a drink after.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
I know, what do you guys think? You got that, guys? No. No.
Abby, you're streaming again?
What's it to you? I'm just gonna make sure he's okay.
Much like Prospero at the end of The Tempest, when he says he's going to retire to Milan, where every third thought will be of his grave. Every third thought of mine is of GamerGirl. And it's not even that I thought GamerGirl was going to be a great game. It's just that only in video games, a hobby for men, could a story about a woman being stalked by a mysterious killer be cancelled, outright pulled by its creator. Not because it's so bad that, like Zaslav did with Batgirl, it got pulled because releasing it would hurt the company's reputation, but because a bunch of low IQ sociopaths from Tumblr, who emigrated to Twitter because Tumblr banned prawn, got offended at a game about an e-girl in peril. That's it. That's what this huge, insane backlash was about. The backlash was over a game about a female streamer being stalked. And this is a classic horror or thriller subject in movies, books, comics, television, everywhere. But in video games, all of a sudden, Wales Interactive, the developers or publishers of GamerGirl, had to cancel the release of the game, or they felt like they had to cancel it. Never mind the time, money, effort people put into the game. A bunch of mentally ill morons who are too stupid to separate reality from fiction are up in arms about women being harmed, or just in threat of being harmed. And somehow, that reflects on real-life e-girls. The biggest issue for me when it comes to this woke shit, and I've said this before, is how you have the dumbest, most anxious, irrational, overly sensitive people deciding for everybody else what should and shouldn't be in entertainment. This goes to what I keep saying about women invading men's spaces. The whole thing with the two women complaining about assholes in Valorant recently, how they don't just want to mute the assholes. They want to victimize themselves to the point where everything has to change for them, even though this is a male space. The men in the space handle it by blocking, muting, whatever, like unfollowing, whatever. But the women come in and refuse to do that. They want the world to stop for them and then whine about how society is a patriarchy. Even though all they have to do is complain about a game that's supposed to be horror or thriller, the kind of subject that these idiots lap up in true crime or in horror novels or slasher movies, and the devs and the publishers just pull the game. I did a video a couple of years back on GamerGirl and the reaction, the backlash to it. I was thinking about GamerGirl, this game that was teased last year. It's been almost a year now. It was supposed to come out in July. It got dragged. And I think it being dragged is fine because it's cheesy nonsense. But I think it would have been a lot of fun. I would have loved to watch different Let's Players or Twitch streamers play it. But you have the usual gang of idiots who came out and made it about them. And whining and saying, we're Twitch streamers and it's horrible what could happen to us. And you're making this light of the situation of modders becoming stalkers. And you can't do this. It's harmful. I'm an e-girl. Hear me roar. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's just a horror or a little dumb thriller. Nobody's taking this shit seriously. The same assholes who whined and complained about Joker before that came out. The incels are going to go rise up against us, inspired by Joker. And it's like... So my thought was, every now and then, I do a re-upload of this video and be like, release GamerGirl, you cowards. Don't let these idiots stop you from putting out a horror game. Or, a slasher game, a thriller game. A woman in peril is par for the course. This has nothing to do with real life. This is the issue with these morons who pretend to care about comics, who attack a female writer they claim to support, just because she wrote a story about a black gay hero being attacked by the bad guy, by the supervillain. These idiots unironically think that if a writer writes a story about something bad happening, that writer approves of the bad thing happening. These people are insane. And the only reason they get away with this, instead of being laughed off of the internet, is because companies like Welsh Interactive cancel their games. Sony pulls the trailer for it. I know that Welsh Interactive tried to explain that the point of the game was to shine a light on women facing online harassment.
You tweeted anything about... Here we go. GamerGirl is about the impact user comments and actions have on the streamer's mental health and well-being. The reason why FMV Future created the game was to raise the issue of the toxic environment which can often appear online behind the anonymity of a username. Okay. Without giving away too much, GamerGirl is an empowering story of a female streamer who, with the help of her moderator friend, battles the trolls and overcomes the toxic characters in her stream. I mean, it's not like talking about internet harassment in an interesting way, and even making a video game out of it is something that I'm against people doing.
It's funny how Welsh Interactive was like, we co-wrote this script with our lead actress, who really wanted to address the plight of women in gaming, blah, blah, blah. But these sociopaths on Twitter don't care about that. So you have this young actress working to help develop a game and forward her career, and these Tumblr rejects couldn't give two shits about that. I keep saying this. Feminists don't care about women. Not real women. Feminists only care about representation. So this woman, and she's blonde, so they really don't give a shit about her. This woman doesn't matter. She's not going to get any support from these people claiming to care about women. And funnily enough, with all my talk about, gaming and men's spaces, GamerGirl would probably have been a game that is more popular with women anyway. There probably would have been a lot of guys who would have been like, I don't want to play a game about this ethot. I don't know. It's just this idea that since I'm talking about how gaming is a predominantly male space, and here you have this game about this female streamer, but the thing is, even if men didn't want to play it, they wouldn't be demanding it be canceled and not released altogether. And I do think, even though it's about a woman, the backlash to it really does have its roots in issues with men. Alana Pierce herself said in her own video that she didn't have a problem with a game about an e-girl being stalked or whatever, but that she hated the idea that you play as a mod.
Is an empowering story of a female streamer who, with the help of her moderator friend, battles the trolls and overcomes the toxic characters in her stream. I mean, it's not like talking about internet harassment in an interesting way, and and even making a video game out of it is something that I'm against people doing. It is very specifically the having it be like someone behind a keyboard who's like saving this girl and spying on her life that I find to be really fucked up.
What the hell is she talking about? You're not playing a mod who's spying on the streamer. You're the streamer's friend. It's insane to me how she took her own negative image of mods, you know, the stereotypical image of like some neckbeard weirdo, and she projected it onto the game itself. And she's made all these assumptions about the story that actually isn't even in the trailer. So you can assume that, yes, you're going to be helping the streamer, but it doesn't mean you're going to out and out save her, especially with all the damsel in distress bullshit that's been out there for years. I mean, it's possible that the moderator doesn't even have a set gender. It could be a choice that the player gets to make, but it doesn't matter. Even if it's a man, and even if you do save the girl all by yourself, so what?
Trailer misses the mark by a light year if it's meant to advertise a game to raise awareness. Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem to do that. That's what I feel like. It feels like you're fetishizing and being in control of a female streamer. 100%. Yeah, and the particular choice of outfits and the bad boyfriend is like so much like, oh, you could be the guy to save her. Oh, which is just fucking weird.
This goes back to what I mean about women in male spaces. Well, these type of women anyway. They're literally making shit up based on a 2-minute trailer that doesn't show you controlling this woman in any way. She asks questions, so you get these multiple choice type questions. It's a choose your own adventure type story. So you're asked to make choices for the character, to advance the story, to advance the game. That's it. This is a video game. Since they've created this type of FMB game where you're the mod watching this streamer, you're trying to help the streamer out, get her career going, get her streamer on or whatever. This is their way of giving you the illusion of choice. Making it about a mod is a lot like making it about a wheelchair-bound photographer who can't help Grace Kelly when the shit goes down.
Oh, Lisa! Please.
Precinct 6, Sergeant Allgood.
Hello. Look, a man is assaulting a woman at 125 West 9th Street, second floor, at the rear. No, make it fast. L.B. Jeffries.
Phone number?
Chelsea 25598.
They're obsessed with this idea that men who play video games don't know that they're playing video games. And if they save a woman and get the girl in the end...
Sorry, love. Gotta save the world.
If you save the world, we can do it in the asshole.
I'll be right back.
so to speak. But they really hate the idea of giving men anything, even a win in a game. Because they somehow think men will beat a game and then go out in the world in real life and expect a woman to give them sex for it or something.
Eyeballed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Show banner? Okay.
Ooh, that stings, Rance.
Yeah,
that stings.
And this is something, again, that you only see in video games, in male spaces. If you go to BookTube, I watch a lot of BookTube. There are tons of videos of women listing the best, most disturbing books that they've ever read, the best serial killer books that they've ever read. And they're gleeful about it. They talk about the best true crime books. Like most of those stories about women being brutally harmed in all kinds of horrible ways. And nobody's like, oh my God, these stories, they shouldn't be told because this happens in real life too, whatever. They just talk about it, make lists about it, comment on it. They're excited about it. But somehow, with video games, and again, it's a male-dominated hobby, they look at it like this weird thing where they don't respect men's spaces, but they also don't respect their hobby. They look at it like this is for kids, even though, okay, so this game clearly is not for children. I'm talking about GamerGirl. It's not like, doesn't look deep. It doesn't look amazing. It looks cheesy and trashy. It looks like a B film or C film or whatever. But they literally look at it like no respect for men, and they think the worst of men. They think that a man playing that game is going to want to copy harming a woman or threatening a woman or stalking a woman in real life. And they don't even have enough thought for men to think that, well, if a guy is playing this game and the game is about a mod saving a woman and helping a woman, they don't think the man's going to go out into the world to do that, to want to help women and protect them and save them, right? Even if they did think that's what happened, they would think that's bad. The idea that men would want to help and rescue women. They tie it all to this weirdness about you're going to want some kind of reward for it. I guess because a lot of them are selfish. So there's a lot of projection going on with the type of women who get into these hobbies because they're popular, not because they actually care about it. Because again, if you go look at BookTube, this subject matter is par for the course for horror, thrillers, serial killer stories, real life true crime stories. And nobody's losing their mind about it there. But in video games, they are. And it's ridiculous and it's silly. And because the reason why I talk so much about this or think so much about this GamerGirl thing, because it's not a big deal. It's just something that should have come out. People make fun of it. People have fun with it maybe for a week or two and then forget all about it. But no, to this day, like they said they did, Fulch Interactive said that them or the developer of the game spent 4 years working on that game. They just pulled it. They didn't release it. 4 years of work down the drain because bunch of morons. And I hate this term, media illiteracy, but bunch of people who don't read, who don't care about this hobby, get to decide, well, if I complain about it because I'm offended for whatever reason, I can get it. Not just I don't want it. I'm going to criticize it and go on about my business. No, I'm going to keep attacking the developer and the publisher until they get this thing pulled. Now, at this point, it's 2024. Release the goddamn game. All you have to do is look at Hogwarts Legacy, especially now with this anti-woke stuff. And you see how the anti-woke has gotten to the point now where you have people who used to be anti-woke now fighting anti-woke. We're definitely winning when it comes to how strong the message, the anti-message is. So if I was Welsh Interactive, I would be like, okay, look, it's 2024. It's been, 2-3 years since this trailer came out. People want to clown it, fine. But we made this game. We put in the work. Let's go ahead and just put it out. People want to complain, fine. We'll probably get more publicity for it anyway. Look at what happened with Hogwarts Legacy. But whatever, I don't know. It's just something that I think is funny listening to Pokimane talk about her weirdo moderator story, which may or may not be true. I don't know. It sounds like something that could be true. But I just feel like there's this weird thing that women who come into men's spaces use the space to get something out of it for themselves, then personalize everything to the point where you're not allowed to just tell a cool, fun story or a trashy, silly story without them acting like they're the victims. And I really think a lot of people would have had a lot of fun watching this fucking game. Watching Let's Players and Twitch streamers. They probably had fun playing it at home, at parties and whatnot. No, but this is my boy here. Again, you're streaming. I can't understand this. You're obsessed with this. You know how dangerous it is out in today's society? I saw on Twitter that all kinds of mods and moderators do horrible things to young ladies like yourself. I don't want to be there when it happens, man. No.